knows how you come across somebody once in a while you shouldn't have messed with. That's me.
I am not an African American.
You're an Oreo cookie. White on the inside and black on the outside.
I don't have an afro. I have an Amerifro.
Talking that idiotic stuff you talk about, I will slap you.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Black as the ace of spades, but 100% American.
Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. The Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Welcome to the show. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you so much for being with me. I have with me Melissa Henson, Director of Communication and Public Education for the Parent Television Council, a nonpartisan educational organization advocating responsible entertainment. And as you know, folks, entertainment is losing it. You can't let your kids, you really have to monitor what your kids watch now, because reality TV and all this junk that's out there now, it's bad. They're losing it. Melissa, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to come on.
I wish you well this year.
Thank you.
Tell the folks a little about your organization.
Yeah, we're a nonprofit, nonpartisan media watchdog organization. We were founded in 1995. Well, I think you read a pretty good description of us right before you invited me on.
All right.
So, yeah.
You guys, PTC is responding to the obscene behavior of Kathy Griffin. I saw that, and I was shocked. Tell the folks about that.
Yeah, well, there's really no polite way to put it, but for the last few years, Kathy Griffin has shared co-hosting responsibilities on CNN's New Year's Eve coverage with Anderson Cooper. Last year, she removed her top, stripped down to her bra. This year, she kissed Anderson Cooper's crotch on television. And Anderson Cooper, I think, very tried to remain dignified and tried to pass it off as she dropped something, but she was very persistently vulgar about the whole thing and unapologetic after the fact. And it's really pretty appalling when you consider on New Year's Eve broadcast, most of the single 20 and 30-somethings are going to be out at bars or clubs or parties, so they're really not the ones who are going to be staying at home watching the ball drop. It's going to be the families with young kids who make a big deal out of it. They let their kids stay up late that one night out of the year, and they look forward to sharing this tradition that's, time-honored. It's been going on for, 50, 60 years without incident.
I just want to make it clear for the audience, the listeners, in case they're not getting the point. Kathy Griffin really went down on him and tried to kiss his private part. I don't know if she made it all the way there. And this guy was, what was his name, the other guy? The guy that she did
Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, Anderson Cooper was trying to hold her back, and she consistently tried to do that. And is Kathy Griffin, does she work for CNN? Because Anderson Cooper is a reporter there on CNN.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is. As far as I know, the extent of Kathy Griffin's relationship with CNN is these New Year's Eve broadcasts. I'm not aware of any contract or any show that she appears on regularly.
Can you imagine what would have happened had a man done that to a woman?
Oh, absolutely. It would have been, the cry heard around the world. We'd still be, and probably be congressional hearings about it. It would be unthinkable.
He would definitely lose his job, that's for sure.
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
she punished in any way for doing that by CNN?
No, not that we're aware of. And as I said, even after the furor, after it happened, she refused to apologize for it. And I think it's pretty clear that she considers that she got away with something, and if she's allowed back next year to co-host the program, she'll probably try to get away with that again and worse.
Well, for sure, because this is the second year, and if nothing is being done about it, she will do it again. Also, there is I guess this is a new reality show coming out, All My Baby Mamas or something like that.
All my mamas, all my baby, yeah.
It's so
baby's
dumb,
mamas.
I can't even say it.
Yeah.
All My Babies
mamas,
Mommies.
yeah.
And what is this about? And by the way, this is out of Atlanta. This show has been taped in Atlanta. This All My Babies Mama thing is coming out of Atlanta, Georgia. Explain that to the folks.
Yeah, this is a series that is apparently in development at the Oxygen Network, and it features a performer who goes by the name Shawty Lowe, who has 11 children by 10 different women.
Amazing.
And we have gotten involved. Sabrina Lamb started a petition on change.org, and she's a well-known producer and author and activist. She started a petition on change.org, and we're calling on folks to sign the petition. As far as I know, they've received already about 20,000 signatures on the petition. But calling on the Oxygen Network to stop development of the series, which is really degrading and insulting. It really kind of wallows in harmful stereotypes. It degrades the culture. I mean, there's really no redeeming value in this program. There was a trailer that appeared on YouTube. I guess apparently the Oxygen Network has pulled the trailer, but they show them sort of casting the various women in these roles, I guess, that we're going to see them in this light as the series progresses. But there's the jealous mama, there's the angry mama, and things like that. And so, it's these 10 different women competing for financial support for the children, competing for, time and physical attention from Shawty Lowe, and really sort of degrading, offensive series on many, many levels.
The first woman here, there are 7 of them who are going to participate in this godless reality show if it continues. The first woman is Annie Carey, 29 years old. Her nickname, I guess, is First Lady Baby Mama. And then Angela, 32 years old, the Fighter Baby Mama. Amanda, 34, the Jealous Baby Mama.
Yeah.
And so on and so on. And these happen to be black people who are participating. When I first read about this story, I have to tell you, Melissa, there are so many black men who are going from woman to woman and making babies and leaving these women and leaving the children. If this movie is allowed to be put out there, that type of lifestyle would be glorified even more so. And a lot of these guys and ladies are going to do it thinking that they're going to get a reality show.
Yeah, and I think that's a legitimate concern. I mean, there was a survey of public school students in upstate New York that was done a couple of years ago, and they found that a lot of these kids today would prefer to be a celebrity assistant than to be president of Harvard. So there is so much tied up in this idea of being famous, and reality TV has just made it that much more attainable for people because, as Kim Kardashian has proven, you don't actually have to have any talent or ability to get a reality show. And so, seeing a lifestyle, I think that degrades the family, that disrespects women, being celebrated on television in this way is really shameful.
Why has public perversion become so popular? And I'll let you answer this when I come back. There's no more shame in it at all. Why is that so popular? 888-775-3773. When I come back, Melissa's going to tell all of us what we can do to help them in what they're doing.
I'm pretty good at drinking beer. I'm not the type to work in. Carrying your love with me. It's not strength or holding on. Every minute that I have to.
Okay, folks, talking about public perversion, it is becoming very popular in these days. When I was growing up, there is no way on earth or in heaven that we would have gone out and presented ourselves in that manner and get paid for it. That's what's so weird about it. It's just absolutely mind-blowing. Melissa, before you tell us what we can do, why is public perversion becoming so public and rewarding?
Well, I think that problem is as old as civilization, isn't it? I mean, there was an ancient Greek philosopher who said it's the easiest thing in the world to slip imperceptibly into vulgarity. Alexander Pope in the Middle Ages said, that vice is a creature of such fearful mien that if you're exposed to it often enough, that you embrace it. It's part of human nature, I suppose.
I know, but in the good old days when boys were boys and men were men, you couldn't go public with it. At least, I'm sure some people did, to a certain extent, of course, but you couldn't go public with it and get a radio or a TV show.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the problem right there is it's the TV industry that has changed, not mankind. I mean, people used to laugh and joke and deride, programs like Leave It to Beaver or Father Knows Best, and they'd say, it was never like that. Well, maybe it never was, but at least it showed us what we can aspire to.
That's
none
right.
of us is ever going to be a father as wise as, Ward Cleaver, but it showed us what we should be aiming for, and it sort of raised our sights. And I think that we have the opposite problem now, which is that television lowers our expectations for how people should behave in the workplace, how people should behave at school. I mean, you don't see kids treating teachers with respect on TV. You don't see kids teaching and treating their parents with respect on TV. And so it makes it seem acceptable to the people who are watching.
Absolutely. What can we do to help? What do you want from these networks, CNN and Oxygen? Do you want the Oxygen show? What do you want? What do your organization want from them at this point?
Yeah, from CNN, what we're looking for is for them to disinvite or not renew their invitation to Kathy Griffin to come back and co-host their New Year's Eve coverage. I don't know that they can fire her per se because I don't know that she has, as I said, any kind of contract with them. But we're going to be keeping an eye out to see if they invite her back next year, and if they do, they can expect to hear from us. But we do have a petition going. If you go to parentstv.org, you can sign that petition. And with respect to the Oxygen show, there is a petition, as I said, on change.org. If you do a Google search for All My Baby's Mamas, you should be able to find that petition, and we hope that you'll sign and add your voice to the many others that are denouncing this show, and hope that Oxygen does the right thing and stops development.
And what is that website again?
Change.org.
Okay. One final question. Did you guys protest or ask CNN not to have this woman, Kathy Griffin, back from her action from last year?
No, we didn't last year. Primarily because we really weren't made aware of what she did during the New Year's Eve broadcast until it was really too late to act on it. But this year, we certainly are calling on CNN to disinvite her, and we'll renew that call to CNN before the end of the year, just to remind them that we'll be watching to see what they do. Kathy,
for those who may not know who she is, she's a comedian and an actor as well, right?
Right. And she's sort of, her reputation is for being kind of over the top and vulgar. And so they knew what they were getting when they invited her, certainly.
Right.
I mean, it's not like this should have come as a surprise to them.
She bragged about what she did with Anderson Cooper on David Letterman's show.
That's right. The following, just a couple days after, it might have even been the next day, she was bragging about it, totally unapologetic.
And really, this is one final question. Do women who act this way, do they think that, I don't know if you know the answer to this or not, but do they think that they're acting like men? That's maybe a question for another day. I mean, I've seen some interesting commentaries about female comedians, and there is certainly a strain, I think, of female comedian who thinks that they in order to be successful, need to be even more vulgar than their male counterparts. Right.
And I think Kathy Griffin falls into that category, surely.
Melissa, thank you so much for coming on, and I appreciate the work that you guys are doing. And anytime that we can be of help, let me know.
Thank you. Thank you for the time.
All right. 888-775-3773, 888-77-JESSE. We have some sound bites from both Oxygen Show and CNN with Kathy Griffin. The interesting thing about both of these shows is that I said last year that liberal women are creating a godless society. They're really bringing the country to shame. And the unfortunate aspect of this is that they have gotten themselves into quote unquote powerful positions where they are, they're in politics now, they're the head, they're taking over many positions in businesses and television, and they're some of the worst of the worst. And these women hate men, they hate the family, they hate anything that's good, and they're absolutely creating a shameless society. And these shows are they're so degrading. They're so, well, we'll talk about that. I have some sound bites from these shows when I come back. I'm also taking your calls at 888-77-53773. Back in a moment. It's Country and Western Day. Andre is back.
Times were in the past. Ain't no joy